Well, last week, I had you guys do this crowdsourcing ethics, and pretty much everybody did it. I was really happy about that. So I'm going to show you an example because this is pretty typical. Wrote up a couple of things. There's a whole bunch of people here. There's links that support what you're writing. Always do that. And let me show you a trick on the link. And I'm not picking on Juliet because lots of people do this. Okay. Look at the link and how kind of long and unwieldy it is. Anything after that pound sign is probably marketing text or the search phrase. So one of the main ethical on repetitive and routine 20 tasks. So that has something to do with the search phrase. When you're sharing the link or citing the link, get rid of all that. Just delete it out, double check the link that's left to make sure it goes to where you think it's going to go, and then just use that. And this is a really common thing. Lots and lots of people do this. So don't feel bad. If you're doing it, just go fix it. That would be the best thing. Anyhow, so let's say we have about 5 or 6 people per group. Each person did 3 different topics. What we're looking for are the big ethical issues with technology. We're kind of crowdsourcing ideas because there's lots of things out there. And, there's a whole bunch of you and there's one of me. And so between all of us, we can kind of see what people are talking about. Like what's the big deal right now? So on each channel, there's roughly, 15 to 18 different things. All right. I gave each group, if you go down to the end of everybody's articles and look for something like this, I gave each group a document, and you all have edit rights to your document. And so we'll use this team. This is what everybody's looks like. They all look the same except for the names. And I gave you a recommended outline, time outline. So Monday and Tuesday, what you're going to do is pull your information for your articles and you're going to add them to this chart below. And I'll show you that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to sort those ideas and try to summarize them. So you're going to look for things that are similar and kind of group them together. Because there might be like 3 people that use the same article or a similar article. So we're going to group those and reduce the redundancy. And then as a team, you're going to talk about what's left and try to come up with 3 big topics that everybody can agree on that's going to represent your group. So let me come down here. First up, you're going to share the document. Click on share. Share it directly with your name and your email address. Okay, whoops, there it goes. Directly with your name and email address. That way you can get credit for what you've typed into the document because I'll be able to see that on the file information. So then you're going to come down. Step 1, we're going to organize the topics. So this is what I'm talking about. Now, I like using the document outline. You see what I did there? When you use the document outline, if it's set up well, you can just jump. So there's 2 tables, 3 steps and 2 tables. So what you're going to do, now some of these, let me go back up. So some of you guys wrote a lot of stuff, and that's fine. Some of you wrote short paragraphs, some of you wrote long paragraphs. But for what I want you to put into this table, it's going to be really short because you're going to include a link. So here's the link to the information gathering chart is what I'm calling it. So what you're going to do is give a big topic. So let me go back here. So this one looks like it has to do with self-driving cars, or is that the top one? Autonomous vehicles, drones at the consumer level. So let's use the drones one. So big level topic is actually probably, let me read that again. I'm going to guess it's privacy. Realtors use drones for aerial shots. Can you fly in residential areas without a permit? Capturing user footage in private areas. Yeah. So let's say the big ethical issue is privacy. Drones are readily available and can be purchased at the consumer level because that's a reasonably fairly new thing. Purchased at the consumer level. And then you're going to say, why should we care? This has implications for privacy and security. Yeah, because what if like you're out in the backyard swimming in your swimming pool and your neighbor's got a drone and they're taking shots and uploading them to the internet? There's all kinds of issues with drones and privacy. And then you're going to put the link to your article. So I didn't copy that. I'm just going to make one up. Whatever the link is. Hopefully the clean link. And then what you're going to do is get the link to your Discord to this post. So you go to your post, copy message link, and then you're going to make the word link the link. Because that way you don't end up with some really long thing in this little box. And then the last thing you're going to do is select your name. Okay? Now, the next person that comes in, so if you're first, you have the advantage. You're going to summarize your 3 things, one thing on a line. Might be helpful to make, the overall topic, whatever it has to do with ethics, in bold. But anyhow, everybody takes a line. But if somebody else comes in with something else that has to do with privacy, just insert a line. You can use the plus sign to insert a row below. So like if I wanted to do this, I'd insert a row below. Stop that. Insert a row below. And you notice that don't worry about the highlighting of the lines. I kind of just did that initially to make sure that it was easy to read, but we can fix that later. You'll have to copy the link. Whoops. This is real-time editing here. You'll have to copy the link thing, but the name one should copy. And so let's say somebody else has privacy issue, and it might have to do with, security cameras are all over the place. Why should you care? Video footage might be made available online. I'm just making this up. HTTP, your link, www.don'tvideome.com. Hopefully that's not a real link. Anyhow, you get the point, and then you get your Discord post and you put it here. Now, if you have a totally different subject, maybe you're doing AI, you don't have to do it. But as you are inserting your information, do a little bit of a pre-sort and try to group things that are similar together. So that's the first step, right? Everybody gets their stuff in. Let's try to do that by Tuesday or so. Now, the next part is, actually, let me go back up here. Step 2 is where it gets a little bit complicated, but not really. Like if we were in a classroom, what I would do is I tell you to do the same thing. Let's group them all. But now we really need to get it down to just a couple steps or a couple of items. And so you can do this separately or individually initially, but the big goal at the end is to get 3 big ideas that you all agree upon. So here's what I would do. As a group or someone in your group representing your group, what you might do is take this chart and copy all the things in this first column, okay? And then go to ChatGPT, and I give you an example here. Here's how I would do it. I'd go to ChatGPT, I'd say, hey, the audience is community college, freshmen and sophomores for a computer ethics class. And then I came up with a prompt. We're trying to find the main topics here. What are the big ethical issues that have to do with technology? And so kind of run this prompt through with your data set and see if it can organize it for you. Give it a try. I mean, you can look at it. I had no luck at all with ChatGPT trying to organize all of the Zoom time possibilities. 0. So it worked out better for me to do it myself. So you can do it yourself. But if you want to use AI for this would be a really good use for it if it works. Make sure you check that it's actually giving you back the information that you put into it and not making it up. So anyhow, through this next stage, you're going to sort through, you're going to find the big issues, because the specific topics are only examples of a bigger issues. But what we really want to do is get to the bigger issue and then list specific topics under it or specific resources. So go through, do that, and then as a group, you're gonna have to talk, and you're gonna do this over on Discord. I want you to do this over here. So each person is gonna pick their top three. Now all of a sudden you've got 15 things in the pool, right? Or 18, however many people are in your group times three. Individually now, down here at the bottom, you're gonna make your own new post, and you're say, here's my top three, but you're gonna keep it really brief. Here's the topic. Here's one sentence about what it's about. Here's why you should care. Maybe here's a resource. I don't even know if I'd put a resource for this part. You want to make a case for why you should care. That's the big thing. And then you guys can use threads to comment on other people's things, comment back and forth. Somebody will probably have to take a lead and kind of be the project manager on this and talk about it, get everybody to communicate. But at the end, in one way or another, I want your group to come down to the second table and say, here's our three. Boom, boom, boom. Here's a link to the discussion that talks about it. And then individually, you're going to put initials, like this will be topic 1, whatever it is, topic 2, whatever it is, topic 3, whatever it is. And then, Susie student might like, this one, might order it sort of this way. Let me go here. And I don't know, Bob Smith might do it a certain way. And then, so you just put in your initials, and of course there'll probably be more than, one person, however you want to do it. I just kind of want to see how it ranks in your group. Okay. So step first is you're going to take your stuff, stick it in this chart. Some of you guys have written tons of stuff. You're going to have to boil it down to the 1-sentence elevator pitch. Like if you had 20 seconds to tell somebody what this is about, what would you say? You don't only have time for a sentence or two. That's all. We don't want to fill this up because we're linking to the post. So you can go read more over on Discord. Anyhow, that's your main assignment for this week. And when you're done, there's the big piece of it on Friday. I'm going to put a link here for you. I'm not going to put it quite yet, but I'll put it here. And that's the reflection piece. So you're going to get, that's the heavy part of, that's where the real context comes in, because you're going to look at all this and you're going to look at it at 2 levels. One, you're going to look at the information that you learned about all these different topics. But 2, you're going to reflect a little bit like what is it like to work in a team? This is a distributed work environment. There's lots of places where that's very common out in the real world. We're going to do it here. What worked, what didn't work, what'd you think about it? How might it be better? And you're going to just give me some information about all that. So that'll be the final reflection out of this project. So that's what we have going on this week. Really, it's 2 things. It's sign up for a Zoom chat and help sort through all this stuff. And don't wait till somebody else does it. Like just get in there and do it, because I'll be able to see who's doing what if you remember to share. So you'll get credit for what you do. And if you don't do it, you won't get credit. It's easy as that.